Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jeff at Lockdown Security, www.lockdownsecurity.ca, and I'm bringing you a video today on a pretty cool radio from Stinger, the Stinger HEIGHten. Some people call it the HEIGH10. I believe it's pronounced the Heighten radio, which is their floating screen Android Auto Apple CarPlay digital media receiver that we've installed in this Jeep Wrangler here. So I'm just going to go through the box of this radio. So you're going to see, as per the box, this radio is a 10-inch modular multimedia system. Endless possibilities, as they say. Apple CarPlay, Google Android Auto. It's got Sirius XM radio ready. You can plug in the SXV 300 universal tuner, AM FM radio, and smartphone USB streaming. I'm just going to go through a couple of other things. So essentially 10-inch, 1024 by 600 HD digital capacitive touchscreen, CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM radio, ready, 4 by 50 watts. It's got a 4-volt, 6-channel RCA output, so that's front, rear, and sub. It's got a very unique feature. It's got the Toslink optical variable audio output. So if you did have an amplifier that was using the Toslink connections, this radio has got that. It's got a built-in EQ, HDMI input, 2 USB, Bluetooth, built-in micro SD card slot, 4 camera video inputs with wired triggers, PAC Radio Pro compatible. So that's actually pretty interesting because many of these radios that have the 4 camera inputs do not have the trigger wires. Mic audio input for the rear camera. If you had a rear camera that had a mic, you would be able to hear audio through here. Speaking of mics, it's got an internal mic that's on the front facer of the screen, and it's got an external mic that you can use, and it's a shallow single DIN chassis mounting design. So I'm just gonna hop in the vehicle, put the box down there, and I'm gonna show you what this radio performs like. So here we are in this Jeep Wrangler. Just turn the vehicle accessory on. I want to show you the boot up time. So it's going to go to the Stinger home screen menu. So there you have it. It's booted up. Boot up time's a little bit slow, but that coincides to one of my complaints on this radio, which is the processor and the response time of the touchscreen. It's very good, but I wouldn't call it great. I'm just going to show you a couple of things. If I touch, you'll see the response time. So you'll see there was a bit of a lag there. Now, obviously, that's not that big of an issue. It is one of the things that we do check when we go through these different radios, though. Which ones have the faster processor? Which ones have the faster response time? The Stinger HEIGHten was one of the first, if not the first, or coinciding with the Alpine Halo series, one of the first floating screen radios that came on the market. So the processor that they built into this radio is going to be early generation. I think this radio's been out for about 2 years now. And you got to take that into account when you're shopping for one of these floating screen radios, that the newer models, such as the Kenwood DNR 1007 or the Kenwood DNX 1057 XR or the DMX 1037S, for example, are going to be newer models with newer processors. So if I hit the home button, you can see this is the home screen where you can select your radio, your sources, USB, Bluetooth, music, phone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, iPod, your cameras, the settings menu, HDMI, AV in. And as I was mentioning on the previous portion of this video, it does have an internal mic that's built into the face of the screen, but you can also have an external mic, which it comes with, that we've mounted basically up here towards the driver. I'm just going to aim that way. And that makes it basically have better audio quality for phone calls, for voice control, and all of that. I'm just going to hit the camera button. We don't have any cameras connected here. So you're going to see left, front, rear, right. That's pretty interesting. All of the other manufacturers that have the 4 camera inputs, they don't have this menu like this that's as easy to use. So I'm actually quite impressed with that. You go to camera settings. So you can see, you can map the different camera inputs. You can turn the triggers on and off, camera 4 trigger, reverse camera audio. If you had a camera that had a microphone, you can actually listen to it. You've got a VSS trigger. So essentially, if you had the Cam 4 as a front camera, you could have vehicle speed sensor monitoring so that it triggers that camera on and off. This is the only radio that I'm aware of that has this sort of camera functionality. Very, very cool. And actually, this would be a big selling feature of this radio if you are looking to add multiple cameras to your vehicle. Let's go back to the home menu. We'll go to settings. And you can change things like the on-screen clock. We'll go to system settings. So you'll see the touchscreen's not bad. The response time of it is not bad. It is, as I said, a little laggy when you hit the different buttons. You can change the background image. You can change the, so you see that, how that was a little bit slow when I hit that. It does take a little bit of time to go. You've got your sound settings. So obviously your fader, balance, you've got your EQ, crossover, time correction, factory EQ. So these are all presets. And then your tabs, which allow you to change all of your button layout on the home screen of the radio. So pay attention to basically the way this is set up. If I hit the home button, you'll see radio, USB, BT mic, or sorry, BT music. So it's pretty cool that you can rearrange that. Overall resolution of the screen, I like it. It's quite good. What's also cool, it's got a volume dial. Nice, easy to use, big buttons on the face of the screen. And one of the other cool things, so you'll see in this vehicle, it doesn't stick too far out from the dash. So we didn't have to use this included accessory, which is this big guy. So certain vehicles, you may have to mount the screen farther out, and you're going to have a big gap between the screen and the dash, which is what this filler rubber piece is for. It's interesting that they included this, and not only interesting, but pretty cool, because I don't know where you would get a piece like this if you needed it. And that would be if you were doing an installation where the screen was sitting farther out than ours is. In this case, this radio install, the screen sits pretty close to the dash, so we didn't need that filler panel. The radio is adjustable forward and backward. It's on a hinge. It's not adjustable left and right, and it's fixed in terms of in and out. So you can adjust it so it comes farther out depending on the application that you're putting the radio into. There may be situations where you need to clear vent ducts or controls and such. So all in all, I think the Stinger Heighten is a great radio. I do think that there's plenty of competition out there for these types of floating screen radios, but a real big selling feature of this radio is going to be the camera inputs with the dedicated triggers. That's very unique. That's not found in any other radio. I also think if you need a radio that's got an optical output, again, super unique. No other radio has that I'm aware of right now. And also having HDMI is very key too. So if you or someone you know is interested in buying a Stinger Heighten radio, we can help you out here at Lockdown Security. We'd love to assist. If you or someone you know is looking to add any other radio to their vehicle, please feel free to reach out to us, 1-866-824-4118, or hit the like button on our YouTube channel and on this video. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this in the future. And as I was saying, or what I meant was, you can also email us sales@lockdownsecurity.ca or visit us on the web, www.lockdownsecurity.ca. Hope you enjoyed this video on the Stinger Heighten 10-inch floating screen radio. Thank you very much. Have a great day.